This is my brief explanation of how this great Central Park started off with just the rich and ended up becoming a bumpy ride until they got to the end, where you see today a wholesome environment. Central Park was a 3-year process to finally open. When the park finally opened for the public in 1859, thousands of citizens skated on the frozen lakes, but the park was truly meant for the wealthy class, so they can enjoy their time in a nice park, taking carriage rides and enjoying the scenery. In a quick 5 years, 7 million people visited the park each year. The park included wealthy buildings like casinos, so the upper class could keep the park. During the 1800s, the working class got concerts into Central Park. This created a lively environment for the community so they could have fun in the park, but this angered the wealthy. During the 1900s, people would have fun, party, disregard the needs for the park, and that ended up destroying the park. So plantings were not replaced, soil eroded, and pathways and waterways were clogged. There's a desperate need for a revival. Without one, the Central Park we see today would have been just an imagination. This revival included the addition of a new parks commissioner named Robert Moses. He came and basically built a park for families instead of the rich. He built playgrounds, ball fields, handball courts, roller rinks, and ice rinks. This would attract the children and the parents, so the park population grew and it was more of a wholesome environment for all. Until Moses resigned, he basically kept the family initiative and kept building playgrounds around the town so more families would be attracted to the community. And he also added zoos and carousels so it would be more fun for the kids. In the 1960s, Moses retired as Parks Commissioner, and the park really went into ruins and chaos where people would gather in large gatherings and not take in consideration of what they were doing to the park. In the 1980s, people would volunteer to try to build back the park that was destroyed, and then it worked, but crime rate increased and murders happened quite often in the city or the park. You don't care, I know. To lower the crime rate and bring Central Park back to what it was, New York gave Central Park to a private community because they already had enough problems and thought this community could basically bring the park back. So the community basically tried to protect the park by treating it like a museum. They built gates, new gardens, and new attractions to create a place where people can go and learn to love the city. It's kind of crazy to see how this once park, which was all about wealth, turned into this place for a family in all classes, to destruction, to crime, to where it is today. This beautiful park where you can go and visit, make memories every time with your family or whoever you take. This is my favorite spot in New York to go, and I loved learning about it.